does that even mean, Bowers Game?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check it out. Quelf! Random has a new name, the Unpredictable Party Game. This is from Imagination. It's for 3 to 8 players, ages 12 plus. It'll take, 20 to 45 minutes to play, probably depending on how many players you have. And in Quelf, you are going to be doing very random things in this roll and move party-esque game. You'll be doing stunts, you'll be singing, you'll be dancing, you'll be doing physical things, you'll be trying to answer questions, all sorts of stuff packed into this box. But is it good? Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Quelf. First and foremost, we got our handy dandy rule sheet. It's 1 page, it's double-sided. It's very simple. It should have you up and running in no time at all. Front shows you how to play the game. Back is just going to tell you about all the different kinds of cards you're going to get in the game. So inside of Quelf, what you're trying to do is you're trying to advance from point A to point B. Point A being all the way over here, then you're going to go in a circle and try and get to the rocket ship and blast out into space. You're going to be taking control of some of these various different characters that have names, and yeah, they're just kind of weird. So I'll show you a couple of those. You got the dude, you got this guy, battling Chinozaring. They really contribute nothing to the game, but they're bizarre and random, which is kind of what the point of this game is about. So on your turn, what are you going to do? You're going to roll this dice, and you are going to move onto a space based on what number you roll, and then you're going to flip over one of these 5 types of cards. So I'll go over what kind of cards these cards are. So the first one are going to be the blue cards. These are the rules cards. And these might be rules just for you, they might be global rules, they might be talking rules, they might be action rules, and I'll just show you a couple of them so you'll get an understanding of how they work. So this one, each player must assign a term of endearment, i.e. honey buns, baby cakes, schnooky wookie, to the player on their right. For the remainder of the game, each player must only be referred to by their newly acquired name. Any player forgetting to call another player by their new name pays the penalty. The penalty is going to always be here in the upper right-hand corner. It's going to be this number. So if someone forgets to do that, they go back 2 spaces. Also, on the bottom of every card is going to be something called the Quelf effect right here. And it's just going to be something completely random added to the game, or it might just be a completely random quote, or just lots of bizarre stuff. I'll just read a couple and you'll get an idea of what's going on. So this Quelf effect, global rule. This global rule affects all players and must remain in play for the rest of the game unless another card says to remove it. So that one's actually kind of self-explanatory, but once we move forward on, you'll see that some are pretty zany. Next, we'll look at another rules card. Whenever a player rolls the dice and lands on a space that is already occupied by another opponent, both players must make a quick draw motion and say, "This town ain't big enough for the both of us." The player that loses the quick draw contest pays the penalty. This is a global rule, so it's going to affect everybody. But as you can see, there are going to be various different rules going into play when you roll on the blue spots. Next, you will have the green spots, aka the Quizzle spots. And these are going to be trivia games that you will have to answer if you land on the spot. So, we'll just give you some random questions. Which of these animals causes the most human deaths worldwide? All mosquitoes combined, all rabbit chickens combined, all poisonous snakes combined, all shark combined, all New York cab drivers combined. If you get it correct, then you don't move back any spaces, you don't move forward any spaces, but if you get it incorrect, then you have to go back the penalty. Also, most of these are going to have questions on the bottom that you can, extra credit questions. Rank the 3 most deadly animals from above in order. And if you get to do that, then you would get to move ahead 1 space. And they're very zany, out there questions. They even say in the rules some of them are dang near impossible. So if you land on a green spot, you will be answering a question. Next, you're going to get the Stuntz cards and the Showbiz cards. Stunts are going to be the yellow cards right here. And as the name Stuntz refers, you're going to be doing something physical. Choose an opponent. You and that opponent must now play leapfrog for at least 5 leaps each. If either of you fails to accomplish this, both must pay the penalty. And on the bottom, we just have a random quote. Choose someone else. You probably don't want me leaping over you. Just random. Another stunt. This card is classified. Stand up, raise both hands to the sky, and with a foreign accent say, "I am standing like a walrus sits and sitting like a chicken stands." Next, sit down, and with a different foreign accent say, "I am sitting down with happiness in my heart and files abundant." Do this without laughing to avoid the penalty. So that will just have you doing a lot of random stuff. Some people are really not going to like these cards. Some people will, but needless to say, they will have you doing various stuff. Some will have you getting props from around the room, like putting a pot on your head or doing something silly like that, balancing a shoe on your nose, all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Next, we have the Showbiz cards, which will have you singing and dancing. So, this is a timed card, which we haven't had it come into play yet, but you're going to have a timer right here. And they're going to have you doing random things. So this one, set the timer, then tell your opponents to guess who you are. You are Santa Claus. You may not say anything except for the words ho, 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 mummify, which you must repeat at least 10 times. The first player to guess correctly may advance 2 spaces. If no player guesses correctly before the timer runs out, pay the penalty. So we got another one right here. Let's look at this one. Take a piece of paper and write a 5-sentence story starting with the words, she swam across the Baltic Sea for a chance to admire my nose hair. End with the words, if only he didn't eat that mystery napkin. You have until the beginning of your next turn to read the story to your opponents. For now, announce that your turn is over and get to work on your magnificent story. And obviously, you'll get the penalty bonus if you don't do it. The last kind of cards you're going to have are scatterbrain cards. These ones are actually going to get everybody involved, and we'll show you a couple of them, see how they work. So, Scatterbrains, it's got a 2 penalty. Reasons you have loved or have had a crush on somebody, or reasons you have broken up or dumped somebody. You choose the topic. Now, this is like your typical King's drinking game, where you're going to go around the table saying one reason why. Let's just go with the bottom one. Reasons you have broken up or dumped somebody. Bad body odor. Poor. No teeth. You just keep going around the table until someone cannot do it, at which point that person will pay the penalty. But it does keep everyone involved. You're going to go until you get to the red spot in the middle. When someone lands on the red spot in the middle, you're going to grab a Scatterbrains card, and they can win the game, but in order to do so, they can't lose this round, the Scatterbrains round, where you have to say something matching the category. And they have to give 2 of every single thing. So if it was colors on every turn, they'd have to go blue, orange. Then everyone else would be like green, gray, black. And then that person would be like pink, yellow. So they have to answer twice in order to win the game. And that, in a nutshell, is how Quelf is played. Alrighty then, Quelf from Imagination. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody for a couple different reasons. The first reason I want to mention is that this is not a game night style of game. If you're looking at this, you're saying, hey, I'm going to have some of my gamer friends over, we're going to be doing some drinks, and we're going to be playing some party games. This one's probably not going to be for you. There's no real gaminess in this game at all. It's a roll and move game where you're extremely susceptible to how well or how poorly you roll. Also, player count wise, it says it's 3 to 8, which is great, but 7 and 8 just felt like it was too many players and you had too much time in between your turns. Now that's mitigated somewhat because some of the categories will have numerous people getting involved, but I still felt like the time in between turns at 7 and 8 players was a little bit too long. Another con that I had with the game is that if you're an introvert or if you're someone who does not like attention brought upon yourself, this one might not be for you because, no, it probably won't be for you, because the cards bring attention to yourself. You're either going to be doing a silly stunt, or you're going to be doing a funny accent, or maybe you're going to be skipping around the room, or balancing something on your head, or doing something that is going to be bringing attention directly to you. So if you don't like attention brought on yourself, this is not going to be a game for you, I don't think. Any other cons I have with the game? Oh, the humor can feel forced in this game. It definitely can. I love humor in games, but I like more cosmetic humor where it's like, the game has put us in a situation now where I'm going to laugh naturally. Whereas this one is, hey, put a pot on your head, stick your finger up your nose, and dance on one foot, and make a giant jerk of yourself, and hopefully other people will laugh. It kind of forces the humor into the game, which is good for some people, not so good for other people. Any other cons I have with the game? No, I mean, if you watch the middle part, if you have any idea about this game, you pretty much know what you're getting into this, which is zaniness, randomness, silliness, and barely any sort of game here. So moving on to the pros, though, is Quelf fun? That's what you want to know. Is it humorous? Is it fun? Did I have a good time with it? The answer is yes. It is fun in certain situations, but you have to find the right situation for this game. I think there's two main situations and two main people that I'm going to recommend this game to. First one is if you're looking at this as a family game. If you're having a family get-together, something like that, 6, 7, 8 people, and you want to play something silly, something zany, something to break the ice with your family, create some fun memories, get some fun pictures perhaps, this is one that you're really going to like. And I can definitely recommend. If you're looking at this as like a Christmas get-together type of game or a Thanksgiving get-together type of game where you're going to play a game after dinner and everybody's going to have a good old time, this can definitely fit the bill. Because there's nothing in here that I feel like is too risque for children either. So you can bring kids into the fold, and I did like that. Also, the other group that I would say this is for is obviously it's a party game. It's a gateway party game. This is for people who don't play board games, I think. It really, apples to apples is about as deep as you're dipping your toe into the board game circuit, then I think Quelf might work as a party game situation, or a party game for you as well. So, the people that I'm recommending this for are family gamers and gateway party style gamers. Other than that, I feel like it's going to be very hit or miss, very your mileage may vary. Me personally, I enjoy this game. I have fun with this game. I like the silliness and I like the zaniness. But the entire time I'm playing this game, I'm thinking, man, I'd rather be playing The Resistance, or man, I'd rather be playing One Night Ultimate Werewolf, or man, I'd rather be playing this game, or that game, which is why I can't really give this one a great recommendation, but at the same time, I definitely see its merit, and I think it's going to be fun for a lot of people. So that is Quelf, one that I will half-heartedly recommend to certain people, and not so much to other people. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, do you like Quelf? Have you played Quelf? What is your thoughts on Quelf? I feel like this is a very divisive game. I know I brought it up a couple times in my game group, being like, what do you guys think about this? I want to play this once before I review it again. Because I've played it quite a few times in the past, and they were all like, nope, I hate that game, I don't want to play that game. One guy was like, well, that game sounds like fun, but for the most part, my game group kind of just completely shunned this game. But let me know what your thoughts are on Quelf. Do you like this style of game? Do you think this style of game has a place on your shelf? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.